Hello, my name is Sammy Fryer, licensed realtor in the state of South Carolina, servicing the PD and the Grand Strand. So if you're watching this video, then it's probably pretty clear that you're considering the move to Florence, South Carolina. And when I say Florence, South Carolina, I mean the county of Florence, Darlington County, Dillon County, you have the city of Hartsville. But for our community, Florence is kind of the central hub for all of these areas. And so if you're looking at Florence, South Carolina, you're really considering all of these areas possibly. And what we're going to do in this video is try to help you out a little bit to see what Florence has to offer as we come into 2025. So let's start with a couple of foundational statistics. First of all, the city of Florence has a population of around roughly 40,000 people, the county having around 140,000 people. We are, as I mentioned, neighbored by Darlington County, Dillon County, Marion County, Clarendon County, Lee County, and you could probably even say Marlborough County. People from all of these areas come to Florence to do a lot of their shopping and dining. Now, cost is a huge determining factor in any move for most people. So just taking a look at Florence, when you talk about the city of Florence, even the general county of Florence, when you're looking at pricing, price per square foot of homes that are move-in ready ranges from about $99 to $180 per square foot for move-in ready homes. Now, of course, if you look at a piece of property with a lot of acreage, then that can inflate the price per square foot. But as a general rule, call it $100 to $180 per square foot is where you're looking. There's really no circumstance, unless there's the acreage factor, where you should be paying or expect to pay more than $180 per square foot for a home in Florence. If you'd like to get a little bit deeper into the weeds of the local housing market here in Florence, I do weekly housing market updates for Florence, Conway, and Myrtle Beach on this channel. The housing markets have its own playlist, so make sure you go check those out. And if you have any questions, my contact information is down in the description. I'd be happy to answer those questions for you as best as I can. So moving right along, as far as business opportunities, there are a lot of jobs opening and being created in the Florence area. So we just recently did this video where we talked about the Cheney Brothers facility that's opening out of I-95, as well as the Amazon facility that's opening in the same area. We have the AESC battery plant, which we've talked about extensively on this channel, which is a huge facility that's going to create a lot of jobs. And paralleling a lot of the growth and development that's going on in the Florence area in terms of industry and business, there are a lot of housing developments that are being built, and several that were started actually in 2024. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for new construction if that's something that you're interested in as well. But I highlight that to say that it's very indicative of the industrial development, the job opportunities, the overall growth of our area in Florence, South Carolina currently, and the very positive projections moving forward, looking into the future. Now that goes to the next point. If you know anything about this channel, we care a lot about the Florence food scene here. Many of us do. I personally do. And it's very exciting to know that along with the growth of the city, that's attracting investors, entrepreneurs, restaurateurs that feel that there's a good opportunity to develop and contribute to a growing and thriving food scene in the city of Florence. And so most notably, we have two-time James Beard Award nominee for Best Chef in the Southeast, if I'm correct, Elliot Moss in town, who is a native to the area, and the restaurant branded after his own namesake, Elliot's, will be opening out on Lucas Street in 2025. Now, they're already serving food out there, but there's some things that are being developed out there with that restaurant. That officially has not launched, but that will be launching. And I believe that that little bit of news and that fact is at the forefront of what is a continuing development in a very positive way of a diverse and eclectic food scene in the city of Florence that you're going to enjoy. Our historic district in downtown Florence has seen a lot of development and investment over the last decade and a half. That's led to us receiving an award for one of the best downtowns in the United States and becoming host to many events. So we just did a video back in November for our annual Pecan Festival. We also have the Florence Food and Wine Festival, which is a big event that draws vendors in and consumers alike from all over the area and the region. And you can catch that in the last week of March 2025. Now, as far as entertainment goes, just to name a few things, we have the Lynches River County Park, which has river access, kayaking, there's a canopy walkway, there's a splash pad for the kids, and some new features that they've just opened out there over the last few weeks. You also have the Neptune Island Water Park in Hartsville, which has water slides, a lazy river, a wave pool, an area for the kids, food and concessions. And so that water park is right there in the heart of Hartsville. And of course, you have the Florence Center, which is an arena that hosts seating for about 10,000 people. We have the indoor football team, the Ravens, which are set to kick off literally in 2025. They'll be playing out there at the Florence Center. There's all kind of events and concerts that are constantly happening at the Florence Center, as well as the Florence Flamingos baseball team, which is an intercollegiate baseball team out on North Castro at the Jenny O'Brien Sports Complex. complex back there. There's a big sports complex back there where the city youth baseball program has their games. We do have a really well-developed parks and recreation department here in the city of Florence that my children participate in, and a lot of others do, and have a really good experience with that. And a lot of money is going into that as well. We have relatively new facilities like the Pearl Moore gyms where the basketball games are hosted. So there's good opportunities for the children in that regard as well. Plus, one of our local high schools, South Florence High School, which is actually my high school rival on a personal note, but nonetheless, hats off to them. They are the current defending state champions. They've been to multiple state championships over the last few years and won 2. This one and then another the year before last. So there's some great sports programs, opportunities for your children in the Florence area. We're having a lot of success, notably there at the high school level. All 3 local high schools have really been performing well in football and or basketball over recent years. And then as the kids age a little bit, we do have a local university. Francis Marion University was established in 1970. There's about 4,000 students on campus at Francis Marion University. I will put links down in the description to a lot of these places that we are mentioning. So if you want to do any research and learn a little bit more about the university at Francis Marion, then that will be there. Along with the university, as well as the before mentioned development in our downtown district, is the large and relatively new, opened in 2011, Francis Marion Performing Arts Center, which hosts a lot of different performing arts events throughout the year. So if you enjoy that kind of live entertainment, you do have access to that. So our downtown area will be a great place if you were going to a show down there to go and grab a bite to eat at one of our local restaurants like Victor's, who we did this video showcasing earlier in 2024, and then go over to the Performing Arts Center for a live show. So there's a lot to really love about Florence, South Carolina. And like I said, we have the surrounding areas. If you're in Dillon, Darlington, a lot of people want a home that's a little bit more secluded. You may want to consider looking certainly in parts of the county of Florence, but maybe even in one of those neighboring counties. But due to all the things that have been mentioned in this video and more, such as the Magnolia Mall, which we didn't talk about, it's not a gigantic mall by any means, but it is the largest one in the surrounding counties. People come to Florence to do a lot of their dining, shopping, and entertainment. And so this is a real high-level overview, but these are a lot of things to consider. Again, I am a local realtor servicing the PD and the Grand Strand, the PD being the combination of the counties that we've talked about briefly in this video, the Grand Strand being the Myrtle Beach area and the surrounding counties and cities over there. My service area does run from Sumter, South Carolina to Myrtle Beach and from Dillon, South Carolina to Georgetown. And so if you'd like to know more, have any questions about any of these areas and how it relates directly to your move that may be coming up in the near future, again, my contact information is down in the description. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions you have. I will answer them to the best of my ability, but there is a lot of content on this channel that may be able to answer a lot of your questions. And certainly if you're considering moving to Florence, I highly recommend that you tune into those weekly housing market updates. That's going to keep you very educated and informed so that when it comes time to search for that house and make the right offer, you have the knowledge underneath you that'll help keep you out of the ditches. And certainly I'd love to help you in that role as well as your representation and realtor. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. I hope that it piqued your interest. And if you do consider moving to our area or you come down for a visit, that you are impressed by what you see, I think that Florence is the most, if not criminally underrated area in the state of South Carolina. You could say I'm biased, and that would certainly be a legitimate statement, but I did spend a large portion of my childhood in Columbia, South Carolina, and I've split a lot of time in Myrtle Beach. So I do have some other points of reference to say that. And even when you look at the statistics and then the inside knowledge, a lot of the things we discussed in this video, Florence is a hidden gem in the state of South Carolina. It really is. And the people that are getting in now are going to benefit in a lot of ways, probably even financially, as things continue to grow and develop moving into the future. As far as house prices go and price per square foot, there's a lot of content on this channel comparing Florence to other places in the state. It's certainly no secret that Florence is cheaper, and it would not take much more growth and development to see Florence get up to where we see in a neighboring city of ours that I service also, like Conway, which I also think is a bit of an underrated area. But a lot of their homes are more around the $200 per square foot range, and that's just starting out for a move-in ready home. It wouldn't take a lot for Florence to be in that same situation, and the people that got in when their home was $145 are going to be really glad they did whenever their home is $200 a square foot, and that could be sooner than later. Of course, it's impossible to predict these things with certainty. Anything can happen in our country and in our world, but those projections are beyond reasonable. So again, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. It helps the channel out a lot and positions us to continue to put out content like this for the public. I look forward to hearing from y'all soon. Happy moving. Y'all take care, and God willing, we'll see you on the next video.